Hi everybody, it's Nell Thames with Stamp with Nell. Today is our Sunday card making class. We're here every Sunday on Facebook at 6 p.m. Central Time. Today we are going to make a card similar to this one. It won't be this exact one because I went to find the folder and I apparently had cleaned too well and I can't find it. So the embossing folder. So we're going to use a different embossing folder. We're going to use the Distress Tile 3D embossing folder today. But it's the same concept. Of course, you could use any embossing folder when you do that. This happens to be a Mother's Day card. If we look at it this way, it could in fact be a birthday card. I've been using this sentiment, which is part of the Heartfelt Hellos, which is a, there we go. Heartfelt Hellos, which is a celebration free stamp set with a $50 purchase. So definitely worth it. It has a ton of great sentiments in it. And I'll show you a little trick later as we're stamping on how I get a little bit more use out of that. Before I start that, though, I do want to show you January's Paper Pumpkin. It's in my blog today. I worked on them yesterday as the Texans lost to the Ravens. And so it at least gave me something fun to do. And, you know, we are trying to change our lighting. So if you would let me know if this lighting seems a little dark to me, but the colors are better on my cards. And that was the whole reason for it. So this is the January Paper Pumpkin. It's no longer available. Paper Pumpkin is by subscription. And so you have to sign up by the 10th of the month to get that month's Paper Pumpkin. So we're now talking about, we're going to have a February Paper Pumpkin, but I want to show you how beautiful the January one is. January, February, and March, the first quarter of 2024, they're all going to coordinate. And so this is the first one. Now, Paper Pumpkin is a surprise. It's a surprise to everyone, including demonstrators. So this is all, you know, that's why you see a lot of it after you can't get it anymore. So I encourage you, if you like what you're seeing, to get, what's wrong?
No, go ahead.
Okay, to get it now. And it is you can subscribe and then put it on hold if you see something coming up that you're just not really interested in. It's hard to know if you're interested, though, because you don't know what it actually is. So there were 3 projects. There was a tag, and this is Gorgeous Grape, and this little Stampin' spot was included, and as was the stamp that with this sentiment on it. Actually, all of these, everything you see in front of it was included. Now, I want you to know that this piece came out of this. Hi, Mary. Okay, thank you, Mary. I appreciate your comment. We were going to ask you specifically if you thought it was a little washed out. We're working on it. Anyway, so this tag came out of this section right here, and then it is then this section is applied with some extra embellishments and a sentiment to this card. And it has a matching envelope. Isn't it beautiful? Now, if you'll excuse the fact that I happen to make a mark on here, I stamped this with love. Let's turn it this way. I stamped it with love. That is also a stamp that came in with this Paper Pumpkin. And then the final card is, first of all, isn't that inside beautiful of this of the envelope? Just really pretty. They don't decorate the front, but you can decorate just like I did with the stamp with love, or however you choose to do that. And then this is the card base, and the back is that pretty inside. And then this piece is they just punch out. This is a stamp. Anyway, so I just wanted to show you how beautiful it was, because it's I did not order Paper Pumpkin for quite a while. And I feel like the ones that I have ordered recently have been ones that I would want to buy refills on, which you can do, but only when you're no naked envelopes. You're so right. I know, Mary, seriously, make it. That's why I pulled it out, because everybody was showing pictures and they were saying how beautiful it was, and it is truly beautiful. All right, so this card that we're going to make, this is a Mother's Day card, but again, you know, it doesn't have to be Mother's Day, is really simple. This is all the cuts we're going to have to make. So this is 4 1/4 by 11 1/2. So that's, and scored at 5 1/2, which I didn't do. This is the front panel, which will go here, and this one is 4 by 5 1/4, and so it's got a the nice big border. So if you're not a fan of eighths, you won't have to deal with that. And then this one is 3 by 3. Then we do have this white one. Today we're making the white version. On my blog I showed you both the white and the vanilla version, but today we're going to make white just because I wrote the blog about vanilla, so let's make it white. Okay, and so that's going to go there. Really, really simple. So let me get my trimmer. I forgot to get. I'm betting my embellishments are with my with my folder. I just can't even imagine what I did with it. That is what happens when you clean your craft room. So let this be a warning to you all. Don't clean your craft room or you will lose things. Okay, so we'll start with the white one. And I did write these over here. They are on a free PDF on my blog. And I know this is a little dark, so I will tell you what it is. This is 3 1/8. And an eighth is just on the Stampin' Up! Trimmer. An eighth is just 2 ticks to the left of the 3. So we're going to go 1, 2, and that's an eighth. And then we're going to do the same thing again. 3 and an eighth. Ooh. Okay, so we'll put that aside. Then 4 1/4 by 11. So basically that's just a long 4 1/4 cut. We're going to use this side. And now I'm going to use the light gray to score. And I just run it over a zillion times. If you're using DSP, don't do that though, because it will rip your DSP. Learn the hard way. And a piece, like I had one left and that was it. So I should say that if you're here and you're watching live, hello Mary, that I appreciate you here. I also appreciate those people that watch the replay. I see I can see the numbers on my side, and I really am happy when I see that, first of all, that anyone has watched, and second of all, that I have people that watch on the replay. Don't forget that this will be posted to YouTube, and if you're not a YouTube subscriber, you could go to YouTube and sign up to get notified every time a video is posted. I don't yet go live on YouTube. I don't know when that will happen. Every time we've tried, we've had an issue. So I think for now, I think I'm just going to stick with Facebook Live and then uploading them to YouTube. So this one is the front panel, and it is 5 1/4 by 4. So since I had just cut that in half, it was 4 1/4 wide. So we're just going to cut off this little quarter here. I changed my blade for my trimmer today, and that's why I got this. That's why I got this ouchie. My little Abraham Lincoln. Can you see him? He's there. Is he up? There we go. It was the only Band-Aid I could find. My favorite Band-Aids are the Bigfoot Band-Aids. I don't know if you have a Bigfoot Band-Aid at your house, but we do here. And I cannot find the Bigfoot Band-Aids, and this is the last Band-Aid I could find in the house. So, all right. So in order to make this card, we're going to use the grid paper. If you don't have grid paper, that's okay. You just need to have a better eye than I do, because I don't have a great eye in terms of lining things up. And I'm going to line them up at about 1/4 of an inch here and 1/4 of an inch going this way. And it's not an exact science. It just is what it is. I'm going to put this little piece of sticky tape right here so that it doesn't move, because you know how it is. Every time you pick something up, it moves. And we are actually going to emboss. I know, I don't do this often. We're actually going to emboss on camera. All right, so I'm going to use the Distress Tile 3D, and I don't know if you noticed, but in this particular card, this part down here is not embossed. I could show you the secret, which is that the embossing ends right under my ribbon, but you pretty much knew that. And the way that we make that happen, we meaning anyone who makes this card, is I'm just going to put it on the, I'm going to use this line that Stampin' Up's given me so that it's straight, And I'm just going to decide how much I want down here. Now I know I want at least, use what you got, that's right. I know I want at least this much. So this is my Enjoy Your Day stamp. Alternatively, you could use the Happy Mother's Day, but it would barely fit the way I have it. So you just have to know which sentiment you're putting on. And, I'm sorry, this is going to be kind of loud as I unpack it. And this is, when you do the 3D embossing folders, you're going to use plate 1, which there we go, now you can see me, plate 1 and plate 4. And then we have to, normally you would put your embossing folder in this way. This one should work. I feel like the other one was a little bit wider than this. I think it is wider. So, but we're going to go this way because I don't want my cardstock to get ripped at the end. And then just go all the way through. All right. And that little click that you heard is the embossing folder. See, this is so pretty. I almost wish I could include my this sticky tape. Okay. So now you'll see. Let me get this stuff out of the way because this is why we only have so much room to emboss here. There, whoa, things are going everywhere. Let me get some of this out of the way. Okay, so there's definitely, if you can see this, there's definitely a line here, right? And you have, now see, I have a square there, but you won't see that when we put because we're going to put this behind it, which makes it just slightly larger. So there we go. So now we have it embossed on the top. We're going to use some liquid glue. When I was writing the blog, I was about ready to declare that I had used no glue on this card, which would be, let's just say, hold on, a shocker, because I am team liquid glue, as are all, well, I shouldn't say that, as are many wise people in the world, or in the stamping world. I know that it is quite a discussion, whether you're team liquid glue or not. I am, in fact, team liquid glue. All right, for the front, before I put this on, I want to stamp my sentiment because I just want to make sure that I get it on there. And my sentiment is stamped in, this is, I didn't even say that, this is Bubble Bath. Maybe I did say that. Bubble Bath, what do you need, David? And
we're out of focus. I don't know why.
Oh, sometimes that helps. No? Not sure. Well, it's very in focus here. Maybe because it can't see the colors. We're just going to keep moving on here. So I am going to just stamp on this side in Bubble Bath ink. So not, it's not going to be really slamming, it's not going to jump out at you, but it is what it is. Okay, so I have this now, and I am going to use half Stampin' Dimensionals. Oh, yeah. So did I hit it, I wonder?
No.
Huh. See, this is why we don't emboss on, yeah, it's like, it's fine here, but it's not so good here. Well, okay, I'm going to do this while David does the technical part. This is why, see, I can only do one thing at a time, I think. I'm actually doing two things. I'm talking and I'm putting, now see, apparently I can't do two things. Talking and putting my Stampin' Dimensionals on there have been these little, I do not know what this is from. These little like stray, they're not hairs, but I think they're part of the ribbon that I was using. I'm trying to make do you want to go back to the original screen, David, and come back? Or
no, that's not
okay.
Okay.
So I'm trying to make a set of birthday cards using only celebration items. Now, and the only celebration ribbon is a pool party ribbon, which is really pretty. It's very, okay, so I have to interrupt myself here because if you can see there's a bit of a David, I can't see. Well, I can't see the screen, but there's a bit of an indentation here, and I'm going to line this up so that the indentation doesn't show. The idea is that I would line up the square where I took it off so that it would follow the pattern of the embossing pattern, the pattern of the embossing. I guess either one is the same, except I got that on there a little bit crooked. And that's the way I go. Breathing. You should breathe. That's right. So I'm doing at least 3 things. So I'm going to let David take care of the this is what happens when Mary, I don't know how you do this when people say it's blurry and you say, I don't know, I don't see it. Or I do see it, but I'm not sure what I can do about it. That's the other part of it is I do see that it looks a little, yeah, I can tell it's blurry.
I don't think we can fix this live.
Yeah, okay, well, we'll just keep going. I think you get the gist. Well, now it got worse. You know what? If I just hold the card up here, we'll be just fine. All right. So before I put the panel on, I am going to put some ribbon. This is the so I got this in a product share, so I mean this is how product shares work for me, and I know we're past product shares for this January catalog, but the other one will be here. There we go. Before you know it. So this is the 3/8" sheer ribbon combo pack. It comes in Azure Afternoon, Bubble Bath, and Lemon Lolly, and it has a really pretty silver border. Can you see it? Yeah, you can kind of see now. It's not so in focus when I'm up there. That's fine. I'm not going to fool with it. All right, I'm going to use some Stampin' Seal. Yeah, I know, right? Yeah, I've watched you when people say it's blurry, and I'm thinking I'm not sure what they're talking about because it looks fine to me. And then sometimes it does look blurry, and I just as long as I can tell what you're doing, you're talking through it, I know what I'm doing. I'm having a heck of a time. I think it's because this is on the embossing folder. There we go. That is Stampin' Seal, one of those things that I don't use all that often. Well, actually, that's not true. I don't know why I lie like that. I'm sorry. I did not mean to lie. I cannot tell a lie. I use it at least once a card because I use it on my, there it is. I use it on my sentiment panel. Oh, you know what? I didn't cut a sentiment panel. We'll have to do that. I'm pretty sure I have one. Okay, so normally I would, let's do that. There we go. If this was on a roll, I would have just left it on the roll and cut it just like I did. I would have put one side on and attached the other side and then trimmed it off there. And then, last week we did a fake bow. Well, guess what? We're going to do it again because fake bows all the way. I can't even get it underneath. There we go. Because it's the Band-Aid. Fake bows all the way because it's the thing that I can tie that I feel like I have control over it, even though I don't really, because who's ever really in control of ribbon? But I'm always satisfied with the way that looks, more so than when I tie a bow. I'm just not a great bow tire. And I do have a bow maker, and I have the one that makes a variety of sizes. That didn't work. I just don't use it that often. So, okay. So then I just trimmed it so that my tails are slanted. And there's that. Now, one more time, I'm going to get this out because there's a little bit of glue on the back side. This is the silicone mat. And it, no matter what you put on it, this is Stampin' Seal right here. It will come off and it will not stick or destroy the silicone mat. So I brought out my embellishments because I think the embellishments I used for this might be with the embossing folder. So we're going to use something different. Oh no, here it is. Okay, so these are the rainbow adhesive back dots. And thankfully, in my opinion, Stampin' Up! Does a great job with embellishments because most of them, not all of them, but most of them are, yeah, there it is. Most of them are adhesive backed. And for me, that's really important. I will put a piece of glue on there, but I am, or not a dot of glue rather, but I really prefer them adhesive backed. So I you know, it's kind of willy-nilly in terms of how I choose to put my embellishments on. This one I put in a diagonal, and this one I put straight. So, you know, and I can put it up here too. Now this panel will stay completely the way it is. It's just, it's just a pop-up. It's just an added bonus decoration. All right, so I'm going to go back to the, and this is Bubble Bath again. So I tried to keep it very monochromatic. The only thing that is different is, of course, the fact that I used the white behind the pink, behind the bubble bath. All right, and so we are going to get out the half dimensionals again. And thank you, Mary. And see, they are everywhere. I do not know what that is. I would say it's dog hair, but I don't have a dog that color. So I don't know. It's just like little dark somethings. I don't know. I might have to worry about going bald here or something, but it's way too short for my hair right now. Oops. Hello. There we go. Hello.
Is it one of my hairs?
No, I don't think so. It's been in here. I mean, I've been fighting with it since I started making those cards. So I don't know I'm not sure what it is that that ribbon does fray a little bit, but I like the fray because you get a little bit of texture with it. But I don't know where that darkness comes from because that's a pool party ribbon. Anyway.
Amy says hi.
Hello, Amy. How are you? Thank you for stopping by. I appreciate that you're here. And one more, I think. Okay. And so there we go. We're going to put this right on here. All right. So that is the front of the card. Now we have the inside of the card. And I'm pretty sure I did not cut a panel, so I'm going to have to go do that. Well, not go do that. I'm going to do it right here. Oh, I'm afraid to do this now. Oh, no worries, Amy. You missed the out of focus portion, so you came just in time for the good portion. Mary has had to watch the out of focus portion. So this is already 5 1/4. I'm going to leave it there, and I'm going to cut this at 4. Oh, David, there is a what's it called? Irresistible Blooms, I think. It's in the eyes. It's got to just pull me anything with a flower. See, this is what happens when I clean. I don't know why people clean. It just messes them up. Is that it?
Here you go.
Yeah, that's it. Okay. Irresistible Blooms, which I happened to get from Amy. I think that was a meeting bonus. I'm telling you, this is a great team to be part of because, oops, that's the big one. We don't want the big one. That's too big. I'm going to put this one in the corner with the, again, with the bubble bath. Now, I said that I had something to tell you about my stamps. And this, again, we'll look at we're going to put this Irresistible Blooms away, and we're going to look at the Heartfelt Hello. So you'll see that this, all of these stamps are single stamps. Well, I can't pull anything out that's a single stamp except the hello, but that only has one word. For the rest of them, I have done a little bit of surgery, and I have cut most of the words apart. And so instead of Mother's Day, this time it's going to say Happy Mother's Day because this is a Mother's Day card, but I have made other cards with it that will say Happy Day. And so I like the Happy Day because it's not specific to obviously Mother's Day. See, one of the problems that happens in our house is when you say a song title like that or song lyrics, they tend to get sung. So, thankfully David sings way better than me because he's the one who's doing the singing right now. All right, so Happy Mother's Day. There we go. Okay, and now with, what did I say? We were going to use Stampin' Seal. So here we go, Stampin' Seal. And I have seen, I have seen a variety of ways to put this on. I tend to be the one who puts it, who puts it on all the way around, but I don't believe you have to do that. Oh, I just broke it, I think. Oops. Yeah, I was a little bit hard on it. Okay, so I've got it in the corners and here. And then I saw somebody put it in the corners. Oh, there we go. There's a very specific way I have to hold it and to get it to run correctly, and I was not doing that. All right, and then just here, see, very simple. So the card is actually done. Although I have a stamp that I will put on the back of it. It's the state of Texas, you know, it says Stampin' Up on it. We don't have. If you have one of those, don't forget to do that part, because that's the part that I forget all the time. For the envelope, I have all of my Stampin' supplies very, you know, at hand, but I probably should have grabbed them better than I just did. I am going to use don't look, it's the birthday list. So Mary, you know what, the other thing I meant to ask you is if it's loud enough. I know last week you said it wasn't quite, maybe it wasn't loud enough. The microphone is right, it's not quite eye level for me, but we have a camera, and this is dark, I think. Yeah, dark bubble bath, and I'm just making lines. And I put a piece of scratch paper there. And then I'm going, and then I'm going to make the crosshatch go the other way. And I would have used the light one, but this is the one I grabbed. And so it's just something. It's if you're a little bit, oh good, thank you, Amy. Thank you, Mary, I appreciate that. Anyway, it's just another technique, another something to do to make your card, to make your envelope flat, not naked, because we don't do naked. And I lost oh, there it is. Okay, and finally then, we bring out the bubble bath again. And I'm going to stamp off once. And we're going to put this little guy here. Just a subtle little fun guy. Or girl, I guess. Well, it's a flower. They can be boys and girls. Yes. Oh, see, Mary, thank you. I actually learned that from somebody else. So I think it was Wendy Lee. In my pre-demo days, I did several classes with her, and she's really brilliant, I think. And so but I have met a lot of brilliant people. That's right, it's mine now, but I've given credit because it's, you know, I've given credit. So that is that for this card. So here we go. Here we go with the card. I actually lost it already. Can't be that one because that's yeah, I put it away and I lost it. There it is. So the good thing is that this is, as you've seen, you know, we have a little bit of a tragedy with, I don't know where my embossing folders, and it's actually one of my favorites. It's from the new catalog. It's the Layered Florals 3D embossing folder. You can do anything with this one. So, or you can use any embossing folder with this. So I appreciate everybody coming. I appreciate it if you're watching in the replay. Today is January 21st, 2024. So my host code on the screen may not be correct, but if you go to my blog, stampwithnell.com, you will see that the current host code is on every blog post.
Right.
I'm sorry? Well, yeah, that one's right, but for today. But if you're watching later, if you're not watching in January of 2024. So thank you very much for stopping by. I will see you next week. I'm not sure what card we're going to do next week, but it'll be something fun, I promise. Thanks for coming by. And if you were on the replay, thanks for watching. Have a great day. I'll see you next week.